So what is it? It is in every tune that you hum in your head. It is in every song that you hear on the radio. It is in every commercial jingle and in every top 40 hit. In music, it is everything. Again, you ask, what is the matrix of bass? The matrix of bass is the alignment of the 7 modes with their related intervals. Any bass line, shred, chord, tear, triad, inversion, interval, no matter what you play, it will fall under the parameters of the modes. Without question, modes are the mathematical brilliance that is music, and the matrix of bass aligns them for easy comprehension and quick recollection. Since the beginning of time, there has always been a Mother Earth, and now you know there is always a Mother Mode, and the Mother Mode is the Ionian, and the Ionian is the 1. Even if you don't like the sound of the Ionian and you prefer angry thrash music with no happiness at all, it's still relevant information to you. Because if you know what you're playing and what mode you're in and how it relates to the Ionian mode, you open an endless supply of grooves, hooks, and chops for your disposal. And grooves, hooks, and chops would be a great name for a law office or a butcher shop, and no, they're not the same thing. A great painter skillfully uses contrasts and colors to portray feelings and emotions in a painting. Feelings and emotions and tension in music is also created with contrast. This contrast is between whatever you're playing and how that relates to the Mother Mode. Modes are the complete palette of music, and the Mother Mode, the Ionian, is the Mona Lisa. She's perfect. As thrilling as this theoretical mumbo-jumbo emotional spiel is, perhaps a practical demonstration will give it some substance. Before I begin with the demonstration, I just want to make sure that you do, in fact, as we discussed earlier, know all the notes on your fretboard. Everything that I play will basically be in this general area, but as you know, you can play the same thing anywhere and everywhere on the fretboard. Once you know what your 1 is, everything else will fall in line. Please proceed with caution. The first demonstration is not intended to help you understand how it's all the same. It's intended to help you hear the differences between each of the modes. I will play each of the 7 modes in the key of D, and listen, see what you hear. Here is the D Ionian. Here is the D Dorian. The D Phrygian. The D Lydian. The D Mixolydian. The D Aeolian. And the D Locrian. commemorate the D Ionian. Now you've heard all 7 modes, you probably realize there's no monumental difference between them, but mathematically speaking, they're each unique, so they will in fact have a unique sound. The next demonstration is intended to kind of help you understand how it's all the same. What I'm going to do is play 3 related modes, and I'm going to again use D as the mother mode. It's a happy sound. You feel content. You're not angry. There's no storm clouds brewing. If D is the 1, I know that B is the 6, and we'll talk about this. So here's the B Aeolian. When I played the B Aeolian, you likely heard an angry or darker or sadder kind of sound. And if you didn't, that's okay. Just listen again and try to play this game. One of them is happy, one of them is not. Can you decide which one goes where? I know you can. That being said, let's play the G Lydian, which would be the 4. There's not much of a difference between the 2 happy modes, but we'll talk about that more later on. The point that needs to be made here, all 3 modes had unique sounds, I'm sure you'll agree. What's fascinating is all 3 modes are using exactly the same 8 notes, the exact same do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. How can they have the same notes yet sound different? It's because it's all the same. So for the next demonstration, I will play all 7 related modes. What does that mean? Starting with D Ionian, I'm going to play the next 6 modes that are available. And when I play those modes, again, you're going to remember that all the notes are exactly the same as they are in the D Ionian. What will happen, and the result will be that certain steps or notes will have to be either sharp or flat, so they'll stay true and jive with the original notes in the mother mode, the Ionian mode. So I start with the D, play the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. The second step in the mother mode is the 2, obviously, and that is an E. So when I get to E, I will be playing the same 8 notes, just using E as our root note. And here we go. What you likely noticed is there's not a monumental difference in sounds between the modes, yet they do each have a unique sound. And even if you can't hear those uniquenesses yet, you will. And after listening to those and playing those thousands of times, if they sound the exact same, or if any 2 modes sound the exact same, you should call your ear doctor, because no 2 snowflakes look identical and no 2 modes sound identical. Again, don't get frustrated. Learning is a process, and the ear is like any other muscle in your body. It needs to be trained and worked out for peak performance. And the best way to train your ear is through modal and interval training, which we will be discussing in depth here in the Matrix of Bass. And these exercises will essentially be like doing dips, squats, and lunges for your ears. And dips, squats, and lunges would be a terrible name for a law office. As mentioned earlier, feelings and tension and emotions in music are created through contrast. And this contrast is between whatever you're playing in the mother mode. And without the mother mode, music would have no direction. You would be aimless noise. It would basically be the same as following a compass that was missing its needle. So to make navigation easier in the matrix of bass, we break down the 7 modes into 3 categories: happy, not happy, and really not happy. The chart will describe all 7 modes and their related emotions. The point that needs to be made is the 5 mode, the Mixolydian. It's kind of a chameleon mode. Sometimes it's happy, sometimes it's not happy, but it's never really not happy. As a side note, all of this theory and modal mumbo jumbo ain't gonna mean a thing if, as a bass player, you don't land the 1 on the 1. And what does land the 1 on the 1 mean? It means at certain points in the song, on the first measure, you need to hit the root note or the 1 of the appropriate mode exactly on time. And timing is not something we cover in the matrix of bass, but it is essential that you have perfect timing, or at least really good timing. And if you don't have really good timing, just practice, practice, and practice. And practice, practice, and practice would also be a bad name for a law office.